You're so talented. You're gonna be famous when you're dead. Can you draw me? Can you draw my tattoo? Some dumb shit people say to artists. I don't really know why. Another one of my favorites is, oh, well, I can't even draw a stick figure. It's like, you fucking could. You could if you tried. If you put any amount of effort into it. And that's kind of the point of this video, that talent doesn't fucking exist. And of course, I'll end up contradicting myself at some point during this, I'm sure, because you could bring up some of the major masters and be like, well, obviously they had something other people don't, or didn't. Or maybe this will just be a puppy fighting video in the background. I don't really want to kick him out. So I'm sure anybody with any artistic ability, whether it's music, drawing, painting, athletes, I'm sure they get it. You say, oh, you're talented. And it's a compliment, but I always felt it more as kind of a dig. Like, oh, well, you were born with this, so you just can do it. Like, fuck no, dude. Fuck no. I sucked for a really long time, and I still feel like I suck. If there is such thing as talent.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and sound it out.
What's not? It cannot.
Then you have to work for it. You have to put in hundreds of thousands of hours working at that talent to make anything with it. So does it really exist if you have to work your fucking ass off to be even decent at it? No. It doesn't. And that's not to say that next time some grandma is like, oh, you're so talented, honey, you're like, fuck you, granny, I worked really hard. Like, maybe don't do that as a compliment. You just say thank you. Obviously, you don't have to be a dick about it. But I think that's where the misconception is. You were just born with this heavenly gift to create something beautiful. You never had to do anything for it. You're so fucking privileged. Like, no, no. I suck. I sucked at it, and I kept doing it until I got slightly better at it. And even still, I still suck at it. I still have to work my ass off for any noticeable increase in skill. Bust ass for it. And so now is the time I contradict myself.
I'll let them all go. And your brother. If you'll stay and be my pal.
No deals.
Very well.
So perhaps talent doesn't exist, right? And you weren't born with a godly gift of being able to draw or paint or whatever. It's not possible. You didn't come out of the womb and create a fucking masterpiece with your umbilical cord fucking painting on the sides of the hospital and shit. It doesn't happen. It'd be funny, but it didn't happen. So perhaps where the true talent is the ability to sit your ass down in a chair and study and work at something. Whereas most people will sit down in the chair, see the same thing you see that it's shit, and give up. That's most people. And you're like, well, I suck at this. I'm gonna go do something else. Everybody sucks at it, except for those people that continue sucking at it, continue fucking it up, and progressively get better. So maybe that's the talent of being able to persevering through all those fails to finally get a little bit better, suck less, suck a little less, suck a little less. And that's gotta be where it lies. Just to be able to sit down and be like, well, I'm not as as I used to be. And that was a huge thing for me. Well, I figured I'm gonna be fine. Went through high school and I always drew when I was bored. So I go to art college and I'm like, well, I can just basically skate my way through art college and I'll just get a job right after. Like, it's easy. That's how life works. Not fucking at all. Like, you have to bust your ass in the art industry to be one of the best. You're still probably going to get paid shit to do it. And so, obviously, that didn't work out. But as I got older and realized how much work had to be put in, it didn't stop me. I started putting in that amount of work. Like 16 hours a day, drawing, painting, studies. All shit, taking online classes, doing everything I could to get better. And that's what has to be done to get better at something. You put not 110%, you put your fucking all into it, and then you will increasingly get better. That's what's important. And that's with anything. It's not fucking talent. If it was talent, I would have got hired out of high school and been amazing, because I wouldn't have had to try and work at it. I would have just been fucking great at it. I wasn't. And this will be, I always see it pop up sometimes on social media, like I'll post about it or somebody posts about it. There's always two conflicting sides, even within artists that are like, I am fucking talented, I'm special. And so this is my opinion. I mean, it's very possible that they're right. You know, maybe they didn't have to work as hard, and maybe that's what it is. You didn't have to work as hard as the next person. Like, what if you have photographic memory? That would make drawing a million times easier. So would that then mean that you were talented and born with something that other people don't have that gives you that leg up? Probably. See, contradicting myself. So this isn't to say stop telling artists that they're talented. It's not. It's a nice compliment. It's just a rant. Just something that like gets on my nerves. Because I really want people to recognize how much work goes into it. How many hours you had to suffer to draw that hand that way. It's a lot. It's a lot of fucking work. It's not just sitting around doodling just when you want to and you just have a masterpiece and now you expect to be paid for it? Why would you expect that? That's a completely different video. Artists getting paid. That pisses me off pretty hard too. Doesn't make any sense. For something that takes this long to work at, to even get decent at, and still not get paid for it, and still get shit on for what you do, doesn't make any sense. I learned a program in 4 months, got a really good paying job. No one could do that with drawing at all. So why do they get paid shittier than everyone else in every other industry? But you like to draw. You should be paying me to let you draw. Like, f you. Eat a dick. Way off topic. Rant. But one of the funny things is those things that people say that I was put at the beginning of this is, will you draw my tattoo? And I would always say no, and I would direct them to a tattoo artist because you don't know what that artist's abilities are. I wasn't ever really about it. Like, you should pay somebody if they're drawing for you. Obviously, that makes sense to me. But now I'm actually going to go back to tattooing. That will be a whole different video. So it's funny because I almost want somebody to be like, can you draw my tattoo? I'll be like, yeah, I can. You should come to me and pay me, and I'll do your tattoo too. Like, no! Stop it! Deal. Done. It's gonna be weird to be able to have to switch that on and off again. Being like, I will draw your tattoo if you come sit for me. Like, there you go. Done deal. I'll speak on that another time. I don't know if this rant video was interesting. Talent's bull. Let me know if you guys have any of those weird things in your professions that just sort of sets you off. Like, it's not even a big deal, but you're just like, what the fuck did you just say? And it's just like minor things that set you off. That if you like this rant style video, give it a thumbs up. This is your first time here. Good luck going back through the old videos because they're all different subjects. If you like that sort of thing, give it a subscribe. Thanks so much for sticking through this. Fuck Bryan Singer. Dude's a piece of shit. I love you guys. Bye.
My way of saying the third one's always the hardest. But, you know, that's just, you know, teenagers griping about movies, so it's kind of fun.
Oh God, no!